Hey, what's up, everybody? Today is October 19th, 2018. Doing a little bit of an early live stream today, so thanks for everybody who's already jumped in the chat to contribute. We're going to be covering some news by the numbers stories today. And when I talk about news by the numbers here on this channel, I'm talking about the language of Gematria, this ancient occulted practice that we who went to public school are not taught. And ask yourself, why would we not be taught something so plainly logical and obvious? To show how logical and obvious this is, let's just look at the most popular book in the world, the Bible, for instance, which in the New Testament contains the story of Jesus. Jesus was crucified on a cross. Notice how both the words Jesus and cross, using the alphabetic order, this is where we assign a number to each letter relative to its position in the alphabet. They called him the Messiah, which also sums to 74. These stories are told in parables in the Bible. Parables sums to 74. And these stories are told in the Gospels. Gospel equals 74 in the alphabetic order. Of course, this is a number of killing, which is perhaps why it's coded in there. So 74 is a significant number. The word holiday equals 74. And think about our national holiday here in America. It's also called Independence Day, which also sums to 74 in reduction, and it falls on the date 7/4. The word Bible in the reverse reduction method sums to the number 33, and a lot of people recognize this as a very significant number. Most people go to church on Sunday, which is the only day of the week that sums to 33. They go there to hear the priest, which sums to 33, give a sermon, which equals 33 in reverse. They like to talk about the Savior with a U, and if you've ever wondered why Savior gets spelled with a U, your answer could be right here. They give you communion at church where you eat bread, which sums to 33. They also give you wine, or what's supposed to be wine, but really it's just grapes, 33. Of course, it's the juice from those grapes, which also sums to 33. So if you're wondering why such a logical, obvious language would be hidden, it's because this language is still being used to deceive us. The mainstream media, entertainment, professional sports, all of them are using this coded language of letters and numbers. And all you really have to do is pay attention, and you realize very quickly that something very, very strange is going on in this world. So the first thing I'm going to talk about today is the MegaMillions jackpot drawing. It's going to be a record jackpot of over $868 million. And a lot of people are scrambling to get their tickets. You know, I've seen whole offices full of people pitching in. One person I know of spent like $50 on tickets. And here's what I want to remind everybody about the lottery. Back in 2015, the CEO of Powerball quietly stepped down. And there was this news article about it. There was a nationwide investigation into lottery rigging that was stepping up. And amidst these allegations, the CEO of Powerball had to step down. Do you remember this story? You probably don't. Not many people do. It kind of fell into the, what do you call it? It fell into the pit of the news cycle, if you will. They just kind of stopped talking about this. And what are the odds that a month after this story was published and became national news, actually less than a month, there was the biggest ever Powerball jackpot of all time, right? So if it wasn't rigged before, perhaps they got someone in there who could rig it. Either way, there are shenanigans going on with these Powerballs, particularly the lottery jackpots. You know, if you want to go and try and win a $50,000 or $100,000 prize, you can probably still do that. The odds are way stacked against you. But these massive multi-million, even over $1 billion jackpots certainly are rigged. And they're done so by the numbers, this same language of letters and numbers that's always been right under our nose, but nobody's really had the... very few people have decided to look. Well, let's talk about one specific number before going into this story. This number is 113. All of these words on the screen that you see here, maybe I should expand this a little bit. All of these words sum to 113. Dishonest, not honest, not true, not factual, fiction, disinfo, perjury, illusions. This is a number coded into the mainstream. Mainstream equals 113. Broadcasting, 113. Green screen, 113, which is how they lie to us about where they were. And so much more that goes into this. So isn't it interesting that the number, let's see, got to resize this here for you guys. The number 113 shows up in the gematria of both the word jackpot when using the reverse alphabetic order and the word drawing, 113. So what are the odds that the biggest jackpot drawing of all time occurred on the date January 13th, written 1/13, just like this mainstream number of dishonesty? Another cipher I'm going to be teaching throughout the course of this video is the Jewish cipher, which is seen on your screen to the right. This is one of the two primary big number ciphers that I teach, and it's based in the original Latin alphabetic order, which is why some of the more modern English characters that did not originally appear in Latin appear at the end. So Powerball is one drawing. That's one of the bigger lotteries in the nation. MegaMillions is the other. And notice how MegaMillions has this gematria of 311 in Jewish, right? The inverse of 113. Numbers both forwards and backwards, often treated much the same. And but to really sell you on this, let's just type in largest jackpot. And we can talk about the largest jackpot of all time, which was held, like I said, on the date 1/13/2016. If you add up all the numbers in this date, 1 plus 13 plus 20 plus 16, you get a sum of 50. And in reduction gematria, largest jackpot equals 50. Now, using the standard alphabetic order, largest jackpot equals 158. So what are the odds that this largest jackpot was worth $1.58 billion? This is one of few major jackpots that was claimed by 3 winners. And check out how 3 winners equals 158 also. You also find this number in the gematria of lotto drawing, 158. Now this 158 is a special number. The gang that's responsible for giving us these dreams of wealth, Freemasonry, in the reverse alphabetic order, that sums to 158. Also pay attention to the ordinal value, Freemasonry 139. Could it be that Freemasonry is running the Powerball drawing? Powerball equals 139. And just to cement this connection, consider that MegaMillions, which started out being called the Big Game, look at the date of their very first drawing, September 6th, 1996. The date 9696. I suppose that could just be a coincidence to people who aren't familiar with numbers, but consider that the word Freemason equals 96. One more alignment about this before we look at the winners of the lottery. We're also going to check out the second biggest jackpot of all time and see how that was also coded by the numbers. Using the standard alphabetic order, the words jackpot and drawing both sum to 76. This language of letters and numbers goes along with dates on the calendar, and what's especially significant about these relationships is prime numbers. So here we're going to look at the 76th prime number, 383. Powerball was established as a company on April 19th, 2015, or 1992 actually, but its anniversary in 2015 to the date of the drawing gives you 38 weeks and 3 days. Yeah, so what I see, a lot of people call the lottery a tax on the poor or a tax on the stupid. And with the type of knowledge that I'm trying to bring into the light, I would hope that there's a lot less people who are buying into this, because it seems like every single time the lottery gets above a certain amount, people just go crazy. They run to the gas station to buy up as many tickets as they can. And what I'm showing you is that this is all done by numeric ritual. They artificially rig these jackpots up. And think about how after a drawing, right? Within hours, they'll be able to tell you if anybody won. That's because there's a database somewhere of every single lottery ticket that was sold. So if they don't want someone to win the jackpot, they'll just have numbers pulled that are not in that pile, so to speak. And, when we watch these lottery drawings on television, let me assure you, there's something goofy going on about how these balls are being selected. I think one of the last things I'll ever do is take a random person off the street and have them reach into the bucket and pull those balls out. All right, so we talked about the $1.58 billion jackpot. So there's a Wikipedia page for lottery jackpot records. You can go here and verify what I'm sharing with you myself. So here you have the 1.58 billion, but if you actually look carefully, you can round this number up to 159. And I know what you may be thinking. Oh, 158, 159, which number is it? Well, both are significant to the Scottish Rite of Freemasonry, which is headquartered in Washington, D.C., and is responsible for running our federal government and giving us our news, which includes our lottery winnings. So consider that Scottish Rite equals 159 in the reverse order, and it's the Scottish Rite of Freemasonry running the lottery. Freemasonry equals 158. So both of these numbers are significant. So let's say this was 1.59 billion if we were to round up, right? Well, look at the winners that they told us. And this is how the media phrased it in multiple outlets. John and Lisa Robinson in Tennessee, Maureen Smith and David Kelchman in Florida, and Marvin and May Acosta in California. Well, look what happens when you write these names out in the alphabetic order, the most basic cipher that exists. You get 1059, like how the jackpot was $1.59 billion. Are you kidding me? And even if you omit in California up through the last link, right, you still get a 1509 in the reverse alphabetic order. So it seems like they may have coded that number in there twice. Could be a coincidence, I'm not positive. But what are the odds that their names sum to 1059, like the number right there in the jackpot? Another thing worth pointing out here is that if you look at the letter count on these names, you get 103 letters. And 103, 130, 13, these are the primary ritual and hoax codes. And just look at the annuity option, $533 million. Guys, look at the number 533 and what it factors to. This is 13 times the 13th prime number. 41, the 13th prime. 13 times 41 is 533. It's just another way of coding this number into the hoax. So next we'll look at the second largest jackpot of all time, which was also the highest cash value for a single ticket, because this one was only claimed by one winner. And right off the bat, this drawing held on August 23rd, the date that leaves 130 days in the year. Again, like the number 13, our ritual code. The winner was named Mavis Wanchik. Look at the name Wanchik. Alphabetic order, 103. Also a 31 in reduction, the reverse. We talked about how 41 was the 13th prime number. Look at the date life lesson number. 8 plus 23 plus 2 plus 1 plus 7 gives us 41. Her name was Mavis L. Wanchik. They didn't give us a middle name, but they did give us an L, which, by the way, is the Hebrew Semitic deity Saturn, because, I call this cipher Jewish Gematria. I don't know exactly why it's called Jewish, because it's based in Latin, but I assure you it's not the Latinos practicing this code. Anyways, Mavis L. Wanchik equals 179, which is the 41st prime number, winning the lottery on a date with 41 numerology. Without the middle initial here, her name sums to 50. Remember, largest jackpot equals 50. The largest jackpot ever was held on a date with 50 numerology, as I showed earlier. And the date of this drawing also had 50 numerology, 8 plus 2 plus 3 plus 20 plus 17. And then just a couple more interesting things about her name. Notice how Mavis L. Wanchik equals 53 and 73. That's the same as single ticket. She's the biggest single ticket lottery winner of all time. In the alphabetic order, single ticket winner equals 217, and this drawing was held in the year 2017. Again, crafted by the numbers, not a legit drawing. And again, here I dance in the territory of coincidence once in a while. If you measure from the largest jackpot drawing of all time to the second largest jackpot drawing of all time, you get a span of 19 months and 11 days with that end date included. It's the ancient accepted Scottish rite of Freemasonry rigging the drawings. And look at this, 1911, ancient and accepted Scottish rite of Freemasonry. So I hope that not too many of you in my chat have thrown down in the office pool and tried buying too many lottery tickets, because it certainly seems like the same people who are printing our fake money are also collecting it en masse back from us. Think about how hilarious this is to them, right? Not only are we paying interest on this money that we're borrowing from the banks, but then we're paying that money to try to win more money when that money isn't even being paid out in the first place. And I don't come from a place of total knowledge, so I can't tell you that every single lottery jackpot is rigged like this. But with the evidence that I just showed you on the two largest jackpots of all time, you got to kind of realize what's going on. And again, like I covered early on at the beginning of this video, even the Powerball CEO had to step down amidst allegations of rigging. And ask yourself, if there was nothing shady going on, why would he step down, right? Well, there's two answers for this. Either this guy was clean and he was threatened because he was supposed to be rigging it, and his best move was to just step down and be done with it. Or there was rigging going on, and they want to make it look like that this stuff is under investigation. Personally, I don't really see the benefit to that. This could have been an honest investigation, and then they just made a change to make it look like things were changing, but they weren't. So, I don't have a solid theory on this, but the numbers never lie, and it's this elite group of people, of which Mavis L. Wanchik is probably no doubt a part of, just laughing in our faces. Ha ha ha, look at all the money they won. And yeah, I hate to say it, but if you guys could leave a like on this video, that would greatly be appreciated. And I don't normally say that. I'm not the kind of guy who gives a crap about my statistics. However, the best chances for videos like this to be promoted into YouTube's wider algorithm is for you to hit the like button, because that's really what drives it. I've had videos before where there were like 300 more likes than dislikes. In particular, my video on the SpaceX Falcon Heavy launch from February. And what happened is the video went viral because of that. So several days later, I started to get like 10, 20,000 views an hour. Well, over that same time, people started to dislike my video en masse, right? And after a few hours, I suddenly had 10 more dislikes than likes, and then the views stopped growing. Because YouTube recognized that, hey, more people dislike this video, so we're going to take it off the algorithm. And that video, of course, has since been deleted along with my entire channel. However, I did re-upload it to my backup channel, Derek Takori, my real name, which is in the description down below. Yeah, thanks, Ezra. I appreciate the kind words. So there you have it. The two biggest lottery jackpot drawings of all time, certainly rigged by the numbers. The one that's going down tonight should qualify as the second largest ever. It's going to surpass that one from last year, 868 million. And just think about it. These three biggest jackpots now have all taken place within the past couple of years. So I'm not sure what's going on, but it's bizarre. Next on the docket, we're going to talk about this story regarding Jayme. And on my phone, I actually got an Amber Alert for this very case. And it sucks, man. I mean, we just got one a couple weeks ago. Is my camera on? Let's see. No, my camera's not on. Sorry, guys. Anyway, I got an Amber Alert for this earlier this week on Monday, October 15th. And they just make the most hideous noises on your phone. So, because of that annoyance, I'm going to expose what this really is, which is,